Thank you for stepping into the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your Foul Player. I'd like to welcome you back into this latest installment of the Foul Playland. Um, I haven't. I was just telling my brothers that I haven't given my input on this subject. If I did, I didn't do it on live, and I haven't been on live anyway. Lately. But yeah, I did want to give my 2 cents. A lot of people were talking about it. And that is whether Tyson Fury cheated in part 2 of the fight with Deontay Wilder. Some say that he probably cheated in part 1 of that match too. I wanted to give my 2 cents, and I wanted to bring my brothers um, into the helm to discuss the matter as well. But having said that, I'd like to welcome my young brother of our little crew, Tyrone. Uh,
What's
how
going on?
you doing? And tell us about your channel.
I mean, there's really not much my channel. I mean, most
Blow
people.
it up, blow it up, bro. Your channel's great, man.
No,
You're
no, not
great.
at all. Not at all. No, there isn't really much
Nah,
on it other than just boxing and frustrations of the majority of fans.
yeah. What's it? Could you give us the whole name of your channel too, please?
I just put in Tyrone Smith Boxing on YouTube, and you should find it. I gotta change the name, but yeah,
Nah, definitely, man. You that be yeah, like because sometimes it's hard to look for your channel for some reason, or when
yeah,
I search for your channel.
yeah. I've got to change the name.
Don't worry about it. But you Gucci now, man. Like,
Mhm.
and my other co-host this evening is my man Michael Johnson, boxing talk and more. For the sake of this discussion, he's Mike Boxing today. Mike, how you is, and tell us where we can find you.
Oh man, you can find me at the nearest corner store sitting outside drinking the fifth. Just type in Michael Jackson boxing talking more and you can find me.
Yeah, and make sure you do check out Michael Johnson's content. He goes at sporting a D and the B icons a whole heck of a lot and a lot of
Look at the food, like
yeah, I was trying not to curse, but fuck it. The yeah, man, like nah, and I want to try to stay just on this subject as much as I could, like because I
Mhm.
want to I want to try to go eat and wash my ass. But yeah, I was saying like the title of the video is something along the lines of whether if Tyson Fury cheated, what should Wilder or Team Wilder do? Now, before I even proceed with that, Tyrone, do you think that Tyson Fury cheated? Give your honest answer, bro. You don't gotta. We're not placating to anybody. Like
Yeah, yeah, and I see a lot of people bring up the who was it, the Nicholas Asbury thing with the whole gloves when he was sparring with him, said there was no padding in the glove. When I first heard that, I thought it was true, but a lot of people, if you remember, a lot of people said, "Oh, it's just a joke." Even people who think that Fury cheated now thought that that situation back then was a joke. I always knew it was true. Well, I still think it was true, and I knew that I thought it was true, but a lot of people thought it was a joke. There was no padding on the glove. Then you saw the picture, and it came in like that, indented. I mean, yeah, I do think he's cheating, but I
could
mean,
you describe the subject that you were just talking about, or the
well,
like the
there was an issue with this boxer Nicholas Asbury or whatever, and he was in camp with Fury, and he started picking up the gloves and no padding in none of the gloves, and videotaped it, and people said, well, he was just joking.
I do remember what you're talking about. My bad, bro.
And a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
were.
people who think that Fury cheated now thought back then that that dude was lying.
Yeah, I do
Well,
remember.
hey,
Like,
Yeah, and I thought it was all,
hey, Ron,
huh?
you can't remember what Tyson Fury's trainer said.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead, Mike.
I was saying, we're on the street after that shit happened. Tyson Fury's trainer came out and said it was to boost confidence.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's what he said.
I forgot that he said that too, Mike.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike.
he said that. Yeah.
Nah. So what's your take on the whole thing, Mike? Do you think that Tyson Fury did cheat in either of the two matches, particularly the second one, like a lot of people are intimating?
I think he cheated both times, but I think we was all like I told everybody from off jump that it's not a 10 count, that the count starts at the timekeeper and the ref goes on the count from that. So I think the 10 seconds was the thing. I kind of did think it was, but I was kind of like, it was too close anyways. But when you think about it, I think we was all worried about the wrong thing at that time. And there was a white gentleman that came out and actually posted from the first fight, Tyson Fury's gloves, like a month later after the fight. And this is before Young Pharaoh. I'm pretty sure he saw that video and made his own video. To me, that guy's an opportunist. But nonetheless, that's really that's your definition of a black power pimp right there. For those of you guys who ain't really been paying attention to
who are you
black
talking
power.
about? Who are you talking about?
Young Pharaoh.
I agree with you. I agree with you too on that. For my own reasons. Besides,
and he didn't come. He wasn't the first. He was just the dude to bring it to a certain light because of i.e. World Star Hip Hop and other places played that video, which I still haven't watched because I don't like the guy. But do I think Tyson Fury cheated? Hell yeah. I think he cheated the first fight. I think he cheated the second fight. But at the end of the day, as the sanctioning bodies and the box commissions aren't willing to do anything, then we could talk about it all day and all night. It's gonna be up to Deontay Wilder to present his case independently or via the court system or whatever case may be, and handle it that way. But then you got idiots out here saying that the only reason why we think that Deontay Wilder, that Tyson Fury cheated against Deontay Wilder right now is because we don't want to see a third fight Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury because we think that Tyson Fury is going to win again. That's not the case. Ask yourself this. Why, out of all boxers in the last 10 fucking years, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is the only boxers to walk into the ring looking fucking malnourished, looking sickly, moving like they sick, like something wrong with them. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder is the last two fighters you ever seen walk in the ring looking like that.
well, are you intimating that they did something funky to Anthony Joshua too?
No, possibly. But did you see how Tyson? We saw how Anthony Joshua ring walk was versus Andrew Ruiz the first fight, right? We saw his eyes. We saw that. Did he look the same?
No, he didn't.
Before did he look the same? His ring walk and all that shit.
Yeah, he did. He did look a little funky, bro. Nah, but before I let you continue though, man, I wanted to introduce my next panelist, my man Ak Reacher, bro. Like Ak, can you tell the people about your channel and what you got going on?
Yes.
And thank you for joining us too, Ak.
Yeah, no problem, brother. I gotta support my NY brother. I can't do you like that, champ. But yeah, man. My channel is called the Jab Jamboree. It's a boxing channel. We occasionally talk about battle raps every once in a while when something crazy is going on or something like that. But it's mainly a boxing channel. And I'm also an amateur boxer trying to transition into the pros. Was on the verge of doing that, but Corona hit. But it's cool. All we could do is not take anything for granted when everything comes back. That's just how I look at it. So yeah, and salute to all you brothers, Mike Boxing and Tyrone on the panel.
What's going on now?
Word up. And what's your take on this whole issue at hand? Do you think that Tyson Fury cheated against Wilder in the second match particularly, but in general?
I feel like it was a number of elements involved.
Mm.
I'm with Drew Titan on that. I feel like it was a number of elements involved. I don't share the theory with the object in the gloves because I feel like you could really, you know what I mean? I think that he hardened his hands by dipping them in gasoline, like I alluded to in my show that I did earlier. Um, Bare knuckle boxers do that to harden their hands. And I don't even like even saying that on people's channels, so because I don't even want to give no brothers no ideas and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that stuff that they do, to harden their hands and stuff like that. And I definitely heard during that wrestling time off that he had and all of that, he was doing shit like that. This is just what I heard. This is just what I heard. You know what I'm saying?
But you know the gasoline on the hands doesn't harden your knuckles or nothing like that. That's the iron skin technique from back in the day, leatherizing it. The problem is that dude with his right hand had no padding in it.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I mean. It was a number of things. I agree with you. Like I think that he manipulated the gloves also. The water incident, that's possible too. That's another thing. I feel like nothing is outlandish right now. If you put it on Tyson Fury, I mean, he got caught in the Christian Hammer fight before. That's enough for me.
Nah, but as far as like what you guys were saying about putting the gasoline on the hands in an effort to harden the hands, I don't even look at that as cheating, bro. Like, because I honestly didn't even know about it until until he did it. It wasn't in it. Like a lot of people were privy to the fact that he was doing it. Yo, put that shit on me, but okay. But I was privy to it prior to the match, like because I think he put out videos and people were talking about it. So it wasn't like so long as he didn't doctor the gloves, like I didn't consider like the gasoline on the hands thing cheating. Though I do think that he did doctor the gloves, but we'll get to that in a second too. But did you want to finish your point, Big Act?
I'm just saying like certain techniques on how he even trained this fight with Sugar Hill and certain things that Joey Spencer was alluding to that they do over there in Michigan and the Crumpton. He trained over there before with them. He from Michigan. So
I mean, I think you should put us on game though, Act. Now that you here, bro. Like, I mean, anybody could speak on the subject, bro. Like, it's a guy who's on the path of.
Let me hit you on this. My buddy, one of my homies, he's a boxer out of Michigan, right? And he'll tell you this. I showed him Tyson Fury's glove, and he said, "Hell nah, he ain't wearing no goddamn blues, no loosey ass glove like that, with no tape around his wrist like that. He won't even do it." So a lot of these guys out here, I don't know what the fuck they thinking.
As far as so you think that the loose glove thing doesn't have any value to it? Is what you're saying, Mike?
Yeah, like if you look at his wrist, it was loose. You just fit two fingers in there. If you look at his fist, if you look at his glove after like the third round, you can literally stick two fingers in that motherfucker at his wrist with ease.
I thought you saying that. I thought you saying that there was no benefit to it. There is a benefit. I think there could be a benefit.
Foul player. I wanted to know what you thought. I wanted to know what you thought. Do you think that there was an object in the gloves, or do you think he just tampered with the gloves?
I think the gloves were tampered with. No. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Yeah. No, he was asking me. You were asking me, right?
Yeah, I was asking you what you think because you was asking us, me and Big Mike and all of and so I wanted to see like what you actually think happened.
I do think that for a certainty that Tyson Fury, not for a certainty, I do think that there's a strong suspicion on my part that he did cheat in the second match at the very least. The pictures that they've taken of the gloves, like sans the padding, like or without padding, like that can't be dismissed, or I don't see them like really trying to dispute, the pictures. But as far as what people were saying, with the glove being loose, like, and that not adding a benefit to a fighter, that's bullshit. Like, if you have a one loose glove, like that would give you an extra 3 inches of reach, even if the punches don't hurt. Like, and a lot of people say Tyson Fury's punches don't hurt, but if you're reacting to an extra like 3 inches, especially when you can't answer or account for those 3 inches, like, and hit back at that distance, you're gonna be blocking or flinching, and that could set you up for hard shots. And it looked like that's what was happening in that fight. I mean, like, to me, that makes more sense to me, like, as far as the loose gloves and Wilder reacting to it, and Wilder's reaction skills. Um, he not reaction, like Wilder reacts to a lot of people's or the Tyson Fury's, like, feinting, like, to his jabs in both matches. So I think he probably, like, made a game plan around that. Like, maybe I could loosen the glove up. Maybe in the middle of the match it'll start to come undone, and that'll give me a little bit of distance or a little bit more reach, and set up my power behind it. Nah, but without giving up too much detail, because I know you don't want to blow up spots too much, Act, and you're a fighter as well. Could you like give some clues, like, not clues, but some of the stuff that people could do, like, or like that a lot of these other fighters were talking about. Actually, could you tell us what Joey Spencer may have been referencing, like, without blowing up spots, if you don't want to?
He was talking about like certain tactics that they do down there, like in the Crunk gym. I guess it must have been tactics that made him feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? He talked about like I don't remember him saying like specifically like loosening up the gloves or going into detail or anything like that, but he was saying like they they showed him certain tactics in fights that
Like
he wasn't
Shiesty?
really, the way he was saying it, yeah, that he wasn't really comfortable with, because he had a chance. Obviously, he's from Michigan to work over
Oh,
there.
I forgot about that, bro. I think he fights out of Cali,
These are
but
MX Everlast gloves right here.
that's the ones that Fury supposedly was comfortable with too, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
you see him.
nice. Yeah, but so I mean, everybody on this panel, for the most part, agrees that Tyson Fury cheated or may have cheated. Very likely that he did cheat. What do you think that? Do you think that Wilder's team has failed him as far as their response? If what, like, now we're hearing that Wilder has a suspicion that he may have
I
cheated
don't,
too.
I don't think that they failed him in the response. I think they failed him going into the fight.
Yeah.
Like as far as like not pulling his trunks, like checking, like
Who failed? Like his
his
cor-
trunks was good.
his
His
corner
trunk, yeah, his
specifically.
corner, yeah, exactly. Foul. That's exactly what I mean. His corner, like I said, like I said with the gloves, like see with these MX Everlast gloves, you could kind of mess with them right here. You could, you really could, if you wear them out enough and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and also I feel as though you gotta look at the trunks, you gotta look at the gloves, and you got to look at those very closely, because if somebody would have checked that, who knows, you know what I mean, the fight probably could not have been continued, and Wilder probably could have won on disqualification.
All right, so so we'll discuss, like, being that you discussed the tactical aspect of it. I'm gonna go around with the panel, and I'll ask you, Tyrone. Do you think that the Wilder's corner or his failed him on fight night?
I think something was wrong going into the fight. Like I thought he was injured or something, because he was gassed after round 2, 3. Uh, He's never done that before. So I don't think he was able to prepare like he needed to. I know there was a huge bag on the table. What he make, probably close to 50 million or something, with endorsements, everything. And that's just a ballpark estimate how much he made during that fight, but he shouldn't have gone into that fight.
Okay, and I'll ask Mike the same thing. As far as just fight day, like what happened
They
within
asked me
those
what I think
12
about
rounds,
the 15.
not 12 rounds, 4 rounds. Do you think that Tyson's corner, it sounds
Do
kind
I
of
think?
muffled, Mike?
Do
Do
I
you think
think? Do I
his
think Wilder's
corner,
corner?
yeah, within the fight?
No, I don't think they failed him. I think what Tyson Fury did with those gloves, I don't think a lot of people would have caught that. And the reason why I don't think a lot of people would have caught that. I don't think a lot of people would have actually thought to think about it.
I would have thought that.
Well, you didn't catch it after the fight either. Somebody said something. But I think what people should do is, like, if you out there interviewing people and stuff like that, I think there should be a good synopsis on asking people what they look for. But Tyson Fury's not gonna be able to get in the ring with this ever again. It's a wrap. A lot of fighters in because a lot of people are gonna be looking at this because that is a good ass idea. It is a good ass idea to slip your hands out of the gloves and hit a nigga inside his head with bare knuckles. Is it risky? But obviously, they proved in that fight that it can be done. And that's the reason why somebody's about to get fired on Wilder's team.
Yeah, before we continue too, I'd like to thank everybody who came through in the chat. Lowe's Dawkins, the pimpin', my brother. Please subscribe to him. We got P Boxing that came through again. Like, please subscribe to my man P Boxing. Subscribe to everybody who's on this panel too, and Ack Reacher, Mike Boxing, and Tyrone, and also my man Lawrence Williams. And I wanted to get to a point regarding what Lawrence Williams' comment was. Lawrence Williams asked within his comment, did Wilder's team fail him by allowing him to come into the fight with a torn bicep? And that gives us a good opportunity to foray into what I really want to talk to. As far as Wilder's team, Lawrence Williams asked, did Wilder's team fail him by allowing him to come into the fight with a torn bicep? But let me foray. But I wanted to really discuss like the team aspect, like the people that make decisions with and for Wilder. Do you think they messed up? If all right, my thing is Wilder has a suspicion that he was cheated in this last fight. But now we have like Wilder's brother, like this other cat that did the interview with these other channels like Lion Killer, where they're discussing that Wilder may have been played. Like, do you think that I personally think that if Wilder has that suspicion, and maybe a lot of other people in his team may have that suspicion, why don't these other cats like Sam Watson and his two sons, the ones that look like Babyface, or these other cats, like, maybe Al Heyman, even this is Al Heyman's biggest fight that just happened and that could happen in part 3. Maybe he should like come out and this would be like this first statement, like, where we hear Al Heyman's voice be like, yo, like, like something illegal happened with my prize fighter. We should really look into this. And if Wilder's intimating that he thinks he was cheated, I'm pretty sure that he had these discussions with Shelly Finkel, with maybe Al Heyman, and I'm pretty sure that they're telling him based on like what's happened now, which is nothing, to like fall back, like and like just catch him in part 3. Like, I think that was the wrong move. Like,
elaborate on that.
And I'll go to you, Mike Boxing. Do you think that Wilder's team in mass, like the people that run Team Wilder, like failed him?
No. Because that torn bicep thing, that was all Deontay Wilder. They had nothing to do with that. They couldn't stop that. That was on Deontay Wilder's. And I'm pretty sure Deontay Wilder actually told the commission that as well. So they knew. If not, then they could be liable for the sports betting and all that other shit, right? It's like the same thing with Manny Pacquiao. People came out trying to sue his bitch ass, right?
Nah, but I think like, you think they should have told him otherwise, like not to fight? Because if Ack were my fighter, I wouldn't let Ack fight with no torn bicep.
They probably did tell him not to fight, but this decision was still on him.
You're right.
Not I think to take the fight, but blah blah blah. I don't know. We can't say who was out there saying take the fight and all this other stuff because we ain't heard nothing from the chat.
So what about the other stuff
We
as far
heard
as
things,
like?
but we ain't heard like conclusively what in detail the whole overall thing.
So what do you think about like Wilder feels that he's been cheated, but only Wilder's brother
No,
and like
I'm gonna tell you why it is because if Wilder was to enact whatever he needs to do right now and stuff like that, he won't get a rematch. He won't get a rematch.
all right, what say you, Tyrone? Do you think that Wilder's team is bungling this, like as far as Wilder suspects that he's been cheated and the reaction that's come since then?
Hmm. Well, about the glove,
Your bitch ass.
that probably wouldn't cross my mind at that point in time. But I think that there are a lot of people in that team who got really comfortable because he's such a open person. He helps out a lot of people, and he still trains in that same gym. So there's a lot of hanger-ons who are just there to, ride by. I don't know if he puts his foot down on some of these people. He doesn't seem to me as one of those guys. He seems like a guy who honestly wants to help everybody. So I think some of those people let him down in that respect.
Yeah, and as far as the glove thing goes, guy, you touched on that like again, like when I said that I would catch it, I meant like if I were the guy who was inspecting like Tyson Fury's gloves while they were being like checked on, a lot of people like in those cases, like it's Tyson Fury entourage, and then you know,
But that's the thing. What I'm saying is, he came out and his gloves is fine. His gloves is fine. It was on. He slipped the motherfuckers out in the ring. You can't. You can't. You can sit up over here and you could say this about Deontay Wilder's team being lackadaisy and stuff like that, but we don't know. We don't know how long does it take somebody to wrap their hand. How long does it take to put gloves on? See what I'm saying? And you only see like a 20-second, 10-second clip. You don't know. And when you see what happens inside the ring, the guy has both of his gloves on. Fully. One glove look like it has padding, the other glove look like it's on all the way. Then all of a sudden, during the duration of the fight, it starts looking different. That's what I'm saying.
and the so we'll go back to Ack. Like what say you? Like, do you think like the? Oh, I'll ask you in a bit. In like, what? How do you feel as far as Team Wilder's response to this whole thing, as far as the cheating accusations and whatnot? Like, and I know you're a Wilder fan, like I'm a Wilder fan. Are you cool with their response to the whole cheating accusations and whatnot? Act
What was exactly their response? I really haven't heard anything.
is exactly that's the problem. Like that, we haven't heard anything with the exception of Wilder's brother.
So
Uh,
yeah,
like
yeah.
and the other cat from Wilder's team that has come out and said that Wilder may have been cheated. But I'm pretty much from the coming from the mindset that I think that Wilder believes that he was cheated. But like these cats that are on Wilder's team, like as far as like PBC or Al Heyman or Sam and his two sons, like or these cats, Shelly Finkel, like, are you cool with the fact that none of them have said anything like regarding Wilder cheating? I mean, or Wilder being cheated?
I mean, if I'm looking at it from my perspective and Wilder's perspective, from a fighter's perspective, you're not really supposed to say nothing. You're supposed to take care of business in the next fight. You know how it is. LFL's business as usual. That's probably Wilder's mind frame. He's probably not gonna say nothing until after the fight. I could picture Wilder, especially if he wins in devastating fashion. Like, yeah, and he cheated me the second fight and you know what I mean? I could imagine it, you know what I mean? So he's probably just waiting and wait until he get that third fight. The only thing that I'm worried about, Elfal and everybody on the panel, is the dent in his head. And I don't know how severe, but like a dent in somebody's head, like I'm pretty sure like if he gets hit in that spot again, like I wonder like is that gonna be a soft spot now or some Roy Jones shit? I don't know. Like that's the only thing. Like that's my biggest worry and concern about this whole thing. Fuck all the allegations. To me, that dent in the head to me is like the most serious thing of all. Because I got a neurologist. A lot of people don't even got a head doctor. They don't know what a neurologist is.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. And I do like see a lot of people's opinion as far as like not wanting to fuck up the bread in fight 3. But to me, if anything, like if like somebody else or Wilder himself would have came out and said, "Yo, like there was something very funky happening." If anything, like I mean, like I don't think they were gonna bust like Fury and say like we're gonna go look at this thing and come up with a verdict that favors Wilder. I think they would have said like fuck Wilder, but it would have added more luster to the fight. Like it would have gave more pressure to a Fury like for fight 3, like where he can't duck out of it like or delay it like he did in fight number 2. But I think that brings more attention to the fight. Like if anything, like and that'll like raise the bag, especially if Wilder whoops his ass. I mean like you got all these good things that could come of it. Like the whole like tack that like PBC or like the people that do advise Wilder are taking. I don't agree with it. Like I think like if somebody played you in that fashion where they could have left the lump on your head, where they could have drugged you, like a lot of people are intimating, you kind of want to put that out there. I would have put it out there from front, like like.
Well, but that's the reason why I'm trying to tell you this, Al. So the synopsis is from Deontay Wilder's team is that they're going to come out with everything in the future, right? And the another thing is that if Deontay Wilder was really cheated in that fight, see, they probably didn't know what the extent of error was the next day or the day after. They probably didn't know the extent of everything right away. It probably took them some time to put the pieces together. And then once they put the pieces together, they know that if they was to bring it up, even after the fight, there ain't gonna be no third fight with Tyson Fury. There flat out won't be. He will be stripped butt ass naked.
What's up? What are you lot saying?
Yeah, we got my man P Boxing. Yeah, I like to welcome P Boxing to the stream, man. And I know you've been listening, P Boxing. What say you? Like, do you think that if Wilder believes that he was cheated, which we could probably suspect that he does believe that, do you think that the reaction from Team Wilder is has been a good one thus far by remaining mum and not saying it?
No, I think his team not saying nothing, yeah.
Thus far, I mean, his brother has made a statement. Yo, Mike.
Someone needs to be on mute, man. Someone needs to be on mute.
Nah, but thus far, like the only statements that have come out, like, was a tweet by his brother, intimating that he may have been cheated, and also a guy from Wilder's team,
Tay Jones.
Has come out on like Lion Killer's channel and some other
he came to my channel as well. He came to my channel. Did you not watch it?
Oh, nice. I mean, like I was traveling to my vacation, so I may have missed it. But I may let the people know about your channel too, and I am gonna watch that video, P Boxing.
Yeah, it's on the link. Yeah, you can see that on my channel anyway, P Boxing anyway. Yeah, I had a great chat with him for like an hour.
And could you post that link as well, P Boxing? I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna hit mute.
I done it in the group chat.
Okay, thank you, man. No, put a link on our on this chat too, if you could.
Okay, I'll do that later.
But give us a synopsis, and what do you think, P?
What do I think of the cheating, or
do you feel that he did cheat? One, and do you like what's happened since then, like from Team Wilder and whatnot? Like that, they've done.
Definitely, Tyson Fury has cheated. What in the gloves? I think the gloves. There was no pattern in the gloves.
And what do you feel about?
Say that again.
Like what do you feel about the reaction of Team Wilder? Like since then, like being that Wilder probably feels that he's been cheated. Do you like? Are you okay with the reaction from Team Wilder?
The reaction is okay. That's his people. They haven't really said anything wrong. I think they're just stating, the right things so far. But at the end of the day, that's how they feel, and Wilder, according to Tay Jones, he's gonna come out soon. In the next, it could be next week, it could be the week after, it could be, in 3 weeks' time. He said clearly, the guy, he's a champ, he's the king, and he'll come out whenever he pleases to come out. He doesn't need to be rushed. Yeah, I think clearly, yeah, you could see the evidence. When you see the gloves, a lot of people have been saying it's a Photoshop, which has been debunked. It's not Photoshop at all. The pictures are original. The guy, he didn't have no pattern in there, but I don't know if there was a metal object. That's another story. But yeah, he cheated, and yeah, his people, his brother, and his close friend Tay Jones, yeah, they got the right to defend him, I guess. Yeah.
No, I agree that they got the right to defend him. I just think that they should be defending him more. Like, they should be like, no, like, I mean, if Wilder doesn't come out and say it, Shelly Finkel, like, he's a lawyer.
Al,
What's up,
since
bro?
you don't want to asking all the goddamn questions, let me ask you one, though, my brother.
It's my shit.
So I know, right?
Mike.
Allow me to ask that question. Give me one. Right? Okay. So think about this. So Deontay Wilder, right? His team goes at it, with half-ass force or full force on, going after Tyson Fury in the glove situation with him, right? And think about it. Would there, if Wilder's team was to do what you think they should have been done, would there be a third fight?
That's a good question, Mike. Like, no, I think that the chances of a third fight, given like Tyson Fury's history and going into rematches, has been suspect, including with Wilder. He didn't rush into the rematch after fight one. But it ain't all about the bread. Like, I mean, like, sometimes, bro. Like, I mean, like, if
Okay, no, we're not talking about the bread. Okay, let me put it like this: if Wilder's team was, allow me to ask another question, my brother. What if Wilder's team was to come out here and say that, hey, we're going after Tyson Fury, blah blah, woo. This is all the evidence we got, and they put 100% all the evidence on Front Street, and they actually take a legal action. What's the percentage that you think that fight would happen?
the percentage of what? I'm sorry, say it again.
The percentage, like how much
Of the fight happening.
Well, how much would you invest in the fight will happen?
That's a good question, Mike. But at this point, right now, there's no date set in stone for the fight happening next. No, but when it came to Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder having the rematch the first time around, Tyson Fury fought two other motherfuckers like immediately after. So pardon me?
They didn't go after his tactics in the ring.
I'm sorry?
But they didn't sue him. They didn't go. What I'm saying is that in order for Deontay Wilder to really go after this motherfucker like that, because what's going to happen is they really do have like better proof than what we saw so far. Well, even the proof that we saw so far, if ESPN, Fox News, and all these guys was to properly analyze Tyson Fury's gloves, he'd be fucking done.
Yeah, but like if you have, I think that they should do that. But if you have,
if Sky Sports broke down Tyson Fury's gloves, he'd be fucking done.
Okay, but listen. The problem that I got, yeah, Mike. The problem that I got is like, if Wilder comes out and he says this has happened to me, then I think the fight is not going to happen because
no, I think that's I think that's what Mike is insinuating too. No, I think that's what Mike is in. I think Mike. That's Mike's conclusion too. That
I'm not going against Mike. I'm just saying. I'm just having I'm just explaining, like, basically, like, if Wilder, a lot of people are saying, why doesn't Wilder come out? But if Wilder comes out and he says this is what happened, this is the evidence, the fight is not going to happen. It's not gonna happen, is it?
Like this. I'm gonna give y'all an example on the hate. This is the reason why even Marcelio Suleiman is trying to swindle away for Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder. I mean, to fight Tyson Fury to fight Dillian White before the third fight even happened. Because these guys, they phones been blowing up. Wilder's phone's been blowing up. JD's, everybody in Wilder's camp's phone been blowing up from the WBC and all these other ass clowns and these old media, new media guys trying to hear what the problem is. But you can see it with your own eyes. If you slow down the tape, you're gonna see that the guy in gloves been all the way on. If you slow down the tape, you can see that the padding is glove gone on Tyson Fury's right arm. And you can see why horsehair should be banned in the sport of boxing.
Now, but Mike, I think we've all come to that same conclusion that we do feel that Tyson Fury did something fucked up. And I'm pretty sure Wilder came to that conclusion at least the next day. You know, you had videos by Young Pharaoh coming out like that same week that no, I don't fucks with him like that, bro. But we had videos the same week that you know, by people that don't even make boxing videos, and Young Pharaoh saying that they thought that Tyson Fury was cheated. I think we all in this panel agree that they made something was funny style. But and I'm not putting it all on Wilder, like, to come out and be the spokesperson for himself and say that, you know, I got cheated because woo 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 woo. But Wilder got at the very least 2 lawyers in Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel that have a big part in his career. Why don't they come out and say it? Especially Shelly Finkel. I mean, like, what are you getting paid for, bro? Like, or like, you know. But this is the biggest fight of this decade at the very least, or the biggest, like.
Yeah, but listen. I think, you know what it is, yeah? I think Wilder wants to come out and say what happened to him, knowing the man he is. You know, Wilder, he's a well-outspoken guy. He doesn't hide from nothing. But the problem is there's a company behind him, and they're saying basically like, look, you can't be saying this type of stuff, because the moment you say this, even though we believe you, say this after the fight. Do you know what I mean? Because if the company like Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel, they're gonna get a lot of money. The third fight is gonna be a massive, massive fight. That's why, like, people like Shelly Finkel and stuff like that are not saying nothing, because the moment they say something, that you can forget about 19 December. Apparently, that's when the fight's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get to I'll come back around with my opinion on what you just said as far as like not compromising part 3 of this match.
Yeah.
But Tyrone, what say you? Like, do you have any other words as far as like the tack that Team Wilder is taking in the aftermath?
I mean,
and I'll also ask you, being that we're gonna jump into this subject, do you think that it's wise, like, not to compromise the fight, and remain quiet, like, with this whole ordeal?
Well, if he had come in there 100% and, like, I don't know, it's a mix of factors. I don't think he was ready for the fight, and I guess the foul play. So I guess he's waiting to just, you know, make it right or just get it correct in the rematch. I mean, everything will come out on the wash by itself. So he's letting them, you know, his team say whatever they want to say. I guess he'll just be quiet. That's what he wants.
That's what I think as well, man.
Because they're not, you know.
That's what I think exactly. Yeah, I want him. Yeah.
Nobody got an interview.
Exactly, Tyrone.
The guy who actually fought, not the hanger-ons.
Yeah.
So,
and there's also 2 schools of thought, like, as far as I mean, people that conclude that Wilder may have been drugged, Wilder may have been injured, or both in the prior to this fight. What do you guys say as far as the drug aspect of it? Do you guys think that something funky may have happened, like, before this match, as far as or not limited to Tyson? I mean, Wilder being messed with, as far as being drugged or something like that?
Yeah, I don't.
Pepe come back. But hey, I'm gonna tell you this one thing, man. It's about this. I'm really only gonna call the shit that I see, right? I can see that Deontay Wilder got in the ring, and And when he got in the ring, this ring walk, Tyrone even brought it up, and it was so bad. Like, damn, this motherfucker could barely lift his leg up over the top of the rope.
Yeah.
If he's in the ring. And so as we watching the fight, I'm telling Tyrone, nigga, like, what's up with this nigga eyes? Like,
Yeah.
We talking to each
I forgot
other, right?
about that. Yeah, I forgot that we were talking like
Mike,
you guys were talking.
The whole fight, like we saw that something was wrong with him, dude. So we can see that something was wrong with Wilder, right? But we can't pinpoint like 100% what it was. But we can pinpoint 100% that Tyson Fury's glove wasn't on. We can pinpoint that Tyson Fury had something was wrong with the padding in his right arm. We can pinpoint that shit. We can see it. But for me to say that Tyson Fury had an egg weight in his glove or Deontay Wilder's poison, I can't really say it because I can see some things, but it's too inconclusive. And I'm gonna tell you this one thing that people don't understand is, see, a knuckle is a blunt object. A knuckle is a blunt object. Something in your glove, like a motherfucking egg weight or something like that. That's also a blunt object. But a knuckle is not sharp, as you can see. Yeah. A knuckle is not sharp, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that big ass scar on my hand, but a knuckle is not sharp. You see, that's a scar somewhere on that motherfucker. I can't even feel it right there. A knuckle is a blunt object. So when a doctor is saying the dude was hit with a blunt object, he's not telling you it was with a fucking boxing glove. He's trying to tell you it was with a fucking knuckle.
Yeah, just to touch on.
See that. And we can literally see, like, there's proof. There's x-rays, there's still pictures. We can see it.
Yeah, just touch on Mike's point. That's true. When, like, I mean,
let me foray into that though, because I want you, because I know for sure, for a certainty, being that we talk on WhatsApp, Tyrone, that off the rip that you were saying that something was funky. What do you think was funky? As far as if you want to touch on the knuckle thing, go ahead.
Yeah.
But as far as like going into the fight, as far as your suspicions that Deontay Wilder was off, because I know for sure there's not bullshit. Me, Tyrone, Pep, P-Boxing, Lowe's Dawkins, we all talk on WhatsApp, Alex Santos, and Tyrone and Mike were both saying that something was off, like with Wilder going into that fight. Could you discuss some of that? And if you want to touch on Mike's knuckle point, go ahead as well.
I'll touch on Mike's knuckle point, because that's correct. Because a lot of people think, well, well, it could be an object, who knows? But a knuckle, is blunt force trauma. When somebody gets, I mean, I've seen people. Well, you see it on the news all the time. Like somebody might get beat to death by a couple of guys beating them up, right? And the police, the autopsy report, they died from blunt force trauma to the head, even though necessarily it might not be an object. So a knuckle could cause blunt force trauma. It causes blunt force trauma. It's not sharp. But to touch on him being injured, I think he said it right immediately that it could have been his leg. He messed up or something. He did. Where he couldn't run or he couldn't do his normal conditioning work because he was gassed after round 2. He was really gassed. And he just couldn't move right. I mean, I told you how decafs told me that he didn't look his normal jumpy self. What they meant by it was movement, because they didn't know really how to move in the ring. They just knew jumpy. That's what the decaf saw. But he saw something other than most of these guys who just thought Fury, won so well or won so great. At least the decaf saw more than those dudes.
Word up. And I'll go back to you, P-Box. And prior to that fight, you think that there was something up with Wilder, whether it be like the drugging or like so a lot of my brothers agree that Wilder may have been injured.
Yeah. Do you guys remember when Wilder said in the ring, I didn't have my legs? Do you remember that?
I do. I remember him saying it after as well.
Yeah. Tay Jones said to me personally that when he was walking on the stairs, up the stairs, that Wilder tripped. Wilder tripped going up the stairs.
Oh, I gotta look.
So that could
I gotta
be.
look that up too, bro.
That's
Did
you know
did he say this in the conversation that in the
with me.
when
Yeah, when I had the conversation with me, yeah, he
on
said
you
that.
like
That
okay, I gotta watch that though,
so
man. So now
he
now
tripped,
y'all know,
bro.
like, if you guys haven't watched the P-Boxing video with Tay Jones, you have more reason to do so.
So
Now
he
cook on
tripped,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, for me, and even before that, Wilder wasn't seen like doing any press conference, because I remember people saying, you know, in his backroom stuff, that Wilder had some sort of flu. So
Nah, Wilder was sleep on his old lady. When you go
say
back
again.
and watch it, Wilder was sleeping on his old lady, and then this is the funny thing. Tyson Fury caught wind of it, and then Tyson Fury started mimicking what Deontay Wilder was doing on his old lady. Wilder
Yeah,
was
but this
sleeping
is
the whole time. Well, he was trying to relax the
yeah,
whole time.
exactly. The guy basically, I don't think he was 100% anyway. Do you know what I mean? And that trip
Well,
that
I
he
have a
had,
question, Peppy. I got a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Do you think Tyson? Do you think Anthony Joshua was 100% in the first fight with Andrew Ruiz?
No, definitely not.
So we can all see this, and we can all say that, but these niggas can't even say it. They refuse.
I think there was
Because
more thing.
because
It
the
was,
haters.
yeah, I think it was more obvious. Well, in hindsight, with Wilder, there was something. It seemed even worse with Wilder than AJ, because AJ's always used to gassing. Who's really seen Wilder? Never.
Yeah, and Wilder been in
Yeah.
when he fought Duhaupas, he was getting hit a lot, and he still lasted throughout the fight and was able to knock Duhaupas out. And Duhaupas was leaning on him a lot too. He's a big guy.
And not only that was that when you look at it, we could tell, like, when Anthony Joshua was walking to the ring, we could tell something was wrong with Anthony Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
We could literally tell. We could tell it with the.
That seemed like a mental thing. That seemed like a mental thing too.
And it's
with
like,
AJ.
well, he did the same thing this the second fight too, but it just seems like people don't fucking want to bring it up. They want to bring it up that maybe somewhere around the line, when you start questioning something, you start getting answers. Because what happens is, like I tried to say earlier, we call boxing for what we can see. What we see is what we talk about. We can't talk about shit that we really can't see in sport of boxing, because then that's really when it comes to conspiracy theory. The boxing really is from the judges, the referees, to the TV, to the fans, everybody. From the boxer figuring out how you're going to the next fight and train for. It's all about what you see. What we see with our own two eyes. And these guys are going to really sit up and tell us. And tell us.
Yeah.
That shit looked at 100%.
Listen, yeah. Listen, yeah. You know AJ, yeah? I'm a big AJ fan, yeah? And I'm supporting, you know, I know you guys, you know, in LDBC, you guys don't really like AJ now, you know what I mean, because of the fights and this, that, you know, but AJ, he wasn't himself. Wilder wasn't himself.
That's not the reason why we don't
I can't
like
hear
AJ.
you, Mike, man.
No, that's not the reason why people don't like AJ. See, people like AJ.
Yeah.
And you've been around here long enough hanging out with us, know that we will even tell you the truth about certain fights that's going to happen. We will pick a matchroom fighter over a PBC fighter or a top rate or an American fighter. We would do that. The thing about it is that a lot of people don't like AJ in the LWC. It's because of his mannerism.
No, but that's a side conversation though, man.
question his manhood.
That's a side conversation. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
that's a long.
Yeah,
that's a long story.
But I want but real quick though, but relevant to this conversation though, Mike. Like I think a lot of people like may have developed some things that could be considered conspiracy theories because we have a lot of time to cook on it. Like right now, it's been 5 months since February 22nd when they last fought Fury and Wilder.
Really, to say the truth, what we talk about ain't a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
it's really a conspiracy theory. Let's bring up the fact. It's conspiracy theory to say egg weight. That's a conspiracy theory. Like I said, a knuckle is a blunt object. It's not sharp. It's round at the end point. It's not a sharp object. It's a blunt object. So, in order for you to say it's an egg weight, you have to see it.
Exactly.
You have to see it with your eyes. If you're not seeing it,
it's a weapon. It's a weapon.
No, so all right, because I gotta dip off in a few because my wife wants to watch First 48.
Nigga, shut up.
And I gotta drink some White Claws. Fucking but I want to delve into something that may be considered. I want to before we dip out and maybe I want to delve into something that may if you guys I want to see if you guys think, yeah, bro. No shirt too, bro. This motherfucker's eating lobster, like fucking God knows what's happening in House Mike right now.
Madman Mike.
He's nuts, bro.
My nipples, motherfucker.
He got lobster juice on his chest. Mike got lobster juice and butter on his chest, bro, like drinking beer. Let me ask you guys something. And this is more like along the conspiratorial side, but and this is not because like something I'm coming up with. I'm hearing a lot of other cats say this as well. Do you guys think that there was some collusion as far as with the WBC, with the Las Vegas Commission? Like, do you think that there could be something to that? But and I'll give you my opinion before you guys even answer on this one.
Okay, go on. Go for it.
I think that anything to do with the raps and whatnot, and like how these people like are normally considered to be vigilant, could have been undone in something that might be considered more conspiratorial. And I'll put it like this, bro. Like if you guys like a lot of the people that are harping on this or that are saying stuff about this, like before I even get to that, bro, like I would never put anything past anybody to undo somebody if there's like legit hate like for those people. Like I mean like you got to think about it. Like I think of like about like before this fight even happened, Wilder was saying things that like as far as not like he thought it was ridiculous for him to be paying like money to the commissions. Like I think also too like Wilder in that fight really came out repping the black agenda really hard, like coming out with the rapper what's his face Jay where he came like and he showed like all the black heroes of the past coming into the fight, and the rapper was talking about a black cause coming into the fight. If I think that there could have been something to that, like as far as like maybe these people where Wilder was really coming out. Pardon me?
I'm saying he's in the back.
Yeah, where Wilder was really coming out hard repping this in Black History Month too. Maybe they wanted to undo him with something relating to that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was just looking at the chat. I seen Lost saying AJ Dr. Wilder point blank.
He did. I think so too. But
everyone to their own, innit? Each to their own.
But
I mean, I'm not saying that.
Even if you didn't subscribe to the conspiracy that I just laid out in front of you guys, do you think that any other conspiracies could have been played out with all this?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's to do with that. I just think Fury, he got away with it. I don't think it's anything to do with Wilder coming out in Black History Month with the costume, with the rapper. Them want to take him down because he's black. I don't think I wouldn't go that far. I would say Fury cheated because he had help from his camp, and like Wilder stated in his interview with the BBC, the podcast, that there's a snake in the grass. You know what I mean? So one of his team members snaked him. Even when they reported that he made an excuse about the costume, it was all lies because Wilder never said that. You know what I mean? You know, Tay Jones, he was with him.
No, and
You know
that's
what I
the
mean?
thing I don't agree with, P. Like if I suspected somebody to be a snake, bro, like I pull them out, bro. Especially if I got my ass. I've gotten beat up before, bro, and I've gotten jumped.
Exactly.
But I never got beat up like that, like, you know, to where potentially.
I watched your last video. Yeah, I watched your video. You were saying that, yeah, that you just got jumped in the past there.
Yeah, more than once, and I got choked out on one of them too. But you know,
I got beaten up as well. That's not shame in saying that. You know what I mean?
and it's not because I'm some upstanding guy, like where I gotta make ruckus. Where I think
no, it's fine.
Like
man.
if I had a disagreement with somebody, like here, let's say, I'm not gonna like call it out just cause like or just because I'm bored. But if it's something like that, like where you got your ass whooped, like, you know, it's hard for me to stay mum about it personally. Like I would call it out like immediately. Like I'm just not agreeing with the whole like tactic of
the thing is, so okay, let me say
letting it
something
play
now.
out.
Yeah? Okay, let me say something now. You know, Wilder, yeah, like when I spoke to Tay Jones, yeah, he confirmed it to me that Wilder needed a loss. He said that, you know, he doesn't care about a loss. It's a loss. He needed it. He would say that, you know, that's according to Wilder. He doesn't care about the loss. It's all about the cheating. The sport is already dangerous as it is. If someone's got an upper hand and they're using their fist, you know, inside the glove without no pattern, you know, that's what he's complaining about, and that's what people are complaining about. But as far as, you know, the snake in the grass, that snake, according to the Wilder's team, he's gone now. You know, the snake's not there no more. They got rid of the snake. So now we're just waiting for him to come out, and he's gonna speak on it. But I don't know when he's gonna come out. But he'll come out, and it'll be powerful when he comes out. As you know, Wilder, you know what I mean? It'll be powerful, bro.
Before and I want to give a shout out to my man Lowe's Dawkins, the pimpin'. He's about to break out. But thanks for coming through, Lowe's. Next time, jump on too, bro. But hold on, nah, Lowe's my man, bro. Lowe's the captain of this team, bro. But
he ran. He did.
Captain Lowe's, that's the big skipper. What do you think, Tyrone? As far as like, do you subscribe to anything besides like as far as the hand wrapping or the maybe being injured, perhaps being drugged, like anything that you've heard, like, or any theories that you think are tangible?
No, I didn't really hear anything that you guys haven't heard already. No, seriously.
I'm messing with you.
No, I'm not. I'm not ITK like that. But
what's ITK mean? Oh, in the know?
Yeah.
Oh, just say in the know, bro. Fuck.
But yeah,
I can't take Tyrone serious because of the picture. The picture with Jarrell Miller and Eddie Hearn.
Wait, I'll got a better one.
Two rattlesnakes.
I like the Chavez picture. The one that he had before was cool. The Chavez one.
They're both cheaters.
I got that.
Just put. What was that question you asked old Peppy?
No, I was asking. Yeah. Matter of fact, you could take us home, Mike. Like, do you subscribe to any other of the other conspiracies, like theories that have been put out there?
Something else you ask Peppy. The first question you asked him.
Shit, which one?
Hey Peppy, what was that question you asked you the first time?
Oh, the one with when you said that you know, why is he still got the snakes with him? Like, she not, is that the one you mean? Why is the snake still with him?
As far as him putting a statement out, or why he hasn't put a statement out, Mike?
No, it wasn't that. I fucking forgot. God damn it! I hate when I do that shit.
You probably ate some fucking dirty ass $3 lobster, bro. You fucked up in the head right now.
I've been drinking, but I ain't right.
You're the only dude that eats lobster nuggets, bro. Like fucking.
Some bitch.
Yo, but let me break out though, man. Like do you want to? You wanted to say something else, Mike? Before we break up?
No, but I'm gonna tell you all this though, man. With you know, people have to understand this. There's two sides to every story. You know,
Correct.
you have people to defend this guy. You'll have defend people to defend that guy.
Yeah.
We're not making excuses because we want to see the third fight.
Yeah.
We're not making excuses to say that we want Tyson Fury to go down for cheating right now and get suspended for boxing. We want to see the fight.
Yeah, we want to see the third fight.
There's no type of manly gratification that you would get from getting your ass whooped by somebody and then winning on technicality and running off into the wind.
Yeah.
Because the other side is on the 2-year, 3-year suspension.
Yeah.
And it's like that. What I always say is that this, in 2014, right, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, right along with the OPC, made the rules love manipulation. But if you look it up, they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
They didn't do nothing different than what everything else was going down was. Because they never stopped nobody. They don't have no checks and no balances after the 3rd round, 5th round, 6th round, whatever round, in the ring to where the ref grabs a nigga gloves or somebody inspects nigga gloves to make sure they fully own or not worn out. That's the reason why every time somebody comes into a boxing match, they have two pairs of gloves. They don't come in over one, they come over with 2 pairs of gloves. And when you said, do we think that they almost failed? Do we gotta see that? I almost bust my ass. When you said that, do you think that the Nevada Athletic Commission is on the tape? I'm gonna tell you this. There's a reason why behind the scenes a lot of people are white or looking mafia fucking descent, Italian. There's a reason why. If you was to go on a Nevada Athletic State Commission site right now, and you go on to you get your dish down, you do some research, and then you get up over there and you find the minutes on the Las Vegas or Nevada website, the minutes of people actually from the Nevada State Athletic Commission talking about money to the state of Nevada. Why do they all look fucking Italian?
You should make a video on that, Mike.
If you talk to fucking any old school mobsters from back in the day, they will tell you they been got rid of that illegal shit. They all went legit and they making more money than ever.
Yeah, corruption.
I honestly like and this is a.
Let me tell you one thing. You go on the Nevada website and you look at the minutes for the expenditures and stuff like that. You're gonna hear, you're gonna see on tape what they look like. They got videos from 2014, 16 of the minutes, a video with audio. Why they all look Italian?
Now, I think you should do some more digging into that, Mike. I mean, like, if there's one thing that maybe you guys do or don't know, like Mike's investigation skills when it comes to the boxing things.
I know. I watch his videos, man. I watch Mike's videos, man.
Yeah, but yo, let me break out that guys like on that note, man.
Let me just say this. Not only does the Nevada Athletic State Commission get money from the state, they actually make money for the fucking state. In 2004, in 2017, they made $4 million for Nevada. It probably was more than that, but I can't remember because I don't got good memory. But I think it was like made $4 fucking million. They get $2 million just in travel expenses.
Yeah, throw it up, Mike. Make a video on it, bro.
You just don't do. People think that Nevada State Athletic Commission just stays in Nevada. No, the fuck it don't.
Yeah, yo, with that, like, I'm gonna break out, Mike. Take us home, bro. Like, give us your last thoughts and tell us where we can find you, Mike.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all this. You ain't gotta listen to a goddamn thing I'm saying or anybody else saying on YouTube. You can always go out there and do your own goddamn research. You can always go out there and make your own goddamn video. But
Exactly.
shout out to the LDBC. And
Shout out to the LDBC, yeah. The Lions Den community of boxing, yeah. But
yeah, P Boxing. Let us know where we can find you. And definitely throw up that link. Or send it to me too, man.
just go to B Boxing. Just type in B and then boxing, and you'll see it.
Nah, definitely, bro.
It's easy.
I was fronting, bro. I don't know why I ain't see it yet. But let us know where we can find you, bro.
I'm easy to find on YouTube. Yeah, it's just B space boxing all in capital. And thanks for having me. I just hope we see the third fight, you know, and then I want Wilder to say whatever happened, you know what I mean? Because if he comes out now and says, this is what happened to me, then unfortunately we're not going to see the third fight. But yeah, man, thanks for having me. You know, hello to Tyrone, Mike, you know, L foul player.
Yeah, man. And my man
we'll do this again.
And my man P Boxing's doing big things, bro. The motherfucker got an Audi, getting these big interviews. Like fucking, yo, my man is running the UK right now, bro. Shit.
Not
yo,
really.
And Tyrone, bro, give us your last, man. Like let us know where we can find you too. Besides PlayStation.
I guess my channel here on YouTube. Just shout out everybody on the panel in the chat. I don't really got much else to say.
Man, tell me we can find you.
Motherfucker sound depressed, bro. Shit.
Depressed, you know, bro, the picture and Tyrone's voice is like, I don't know, man. I hope
Tyrone was watching that fight.
Let us see your face, Tyrone. No homo.
Nah. I'll sit mine again. I look raggedy right now.
That's what it look like. You look like a Hebrew Israelite.
I look pretty bad.
No, that's fine. We all look bad, innit?
My brother.
I look pretty bad.
Because look at me. I'm still getting hoes. I'm going to start taking right now.
Well, we all look bad, innit? But yeah, man, did a good show, man.
Nah, definitely, man. But but like besides like and you know, every time like any of y'all shows, bro, where it's a panel with all of y'all, bro, it's very organic. And and behind the scenes, bro, if like, you know, like I love fucking chopping it up with y'all. I wish I could comment more.
Yeah.
But I'm usually whipping it or sleeping, like fucking But nah, man, like I love getting on any of y'all shows, and I definitely love like that y'all come on mine, bro. So thanks for coming through, bro, with all of y'all, man. And with that, I'm out. Thanks for coming through again, boys.
All right.
Peace out.
Yeah,
one.
Peace.
Yeah,
Peace out.
Quick. All right,
Peace
homie,
out, man.
I see y'all.
I see you all. See you later, man.
All right, yeah.